The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast. Dear God, I think this is episode 658. Whew.
Another live episode.
We are the we are the Whiskey Brothers. I'm Slade Ham, Dale Cheeseman, Jason Salmon joining us again. You've become you are basically a whiskey brother now. I don't know how this works.
I'm a whiskey cousin.
What the hell? I had to do so much.
You're still on the bubble.
Yeah.
Dale's still.
To be fair, Dale, he's talked to me about you.
Special guest Dale Cheeseman.
He invited me to be the new Dale.
Guys, it's good to be back for one last time. Don't get your hopes up, though.
You may
I
not
have
finish.
Moved on to greener pastures, which New York doesn't even have grass, but somehow it's still greener than this.
We are in Romania right now. Constanța?
Where nothing's green. Except for the dinnerware.
Yeah, and a couple of nights from now in Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, there.
Dale has been running around doing Romania, which is my favorite.
That was him.
What?
Romania.
Dale's been stealing your jokes, is what I heard.
No, you did. You took my joke.
Let's start with that.
He
I've
played
stolen
it for me.
jokes. No, yeah, we were walking around. First of all, no, let's not just do the stolen.
I
What a
said
terrible
my
segue into
my
this.
initial joke was that I used to think Romania was just when an Italian person was happy.
No, and then it was Romania is when an Italian person enters a state where they cannot be hurt.
Yeah.
They just kind of shake their head a little bit.
What's
and they
wrong
get
with them?
Roman as hell. You cannot shop the Romania. Then the whole WWE stadium goes crazy for Italy.
Yeah. Romania is just.
So I wouldn't call it stealing a joke as much as stealing a shitty joke and then improving it substantially.
Staking it in the shit.
Now,
where it was
I don't
born.
I don't know if
think
you're
that might
uncomfortable with
have
this or not, but we don't like it when people come in and steal Whiskey Brother material. This is
Wow.
been. And I'm now a whiskey brother-in-law.
You're actually not.
I'm a
Simmer
whiskey
down, it was a
brother-in-law.
joke. Whiskey brother-in-law. I'll
This is
take.
Thanksgiving. Brother-in-laws are allowed to pretend to be part of the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
come
we
out of the
didn't even
closet?
mention that. Today is Thanksgiving, and we're doing this for y'all, you assholes.
Don't act like you've got options.
It's true.
we are,
or
we
be
are
in
drinking
Romania.
we are drinking the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse version if it came in beer form.
This isn't the first episode we haven't had whiskey, but it is, and it's important that we just have alcohol in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this isn't just normal beer. Mine is actually bear. It's made with bear.
What? Yours isn't Ursus?
Ursus.
Oh, the Timmy Soriano.
It tastes
Mine's-
better than being alive.
Mine's called Chuk.
Chick.
It's literally insulting me.
Oh, that's Chuk.
He's like, what's going on with you, Chuk?
I feel like I ordered the non-alcoholic one
Quit
for
being
some
such
reason.
a Chuk.
Dude, Romania, just to have like a sincere moment for y'all, Romania sucks ass. You remember a few months ago when everyone was getting mad about Trump's shithole country comments? If he had just clarified Romania,
Which,
I
by the way,
been
would have
fine.
pulled him out of the murk, too, because it's
Yeah.
like white as hell.
Yeah.
People would have gone, he's not racist.
This is the
he
worst
just
kind of
doesn't
white.
like
This
certain
is-
brands of mud.
That's
This is tracksuit and mud white people. It is.
in Romania's defense. One, she's Romanian. Not all of this place sucks. Two,
Girl with dreadlock armpit hair.
no, that's you don't know what that looks like under there. Two, you have not officially been anywhere in the country. You've only been from the airport.
But what's fun about learning about you through this trip, I did not know that you were into women that looked like they were put through a Laffy Taffy machine.
She's
Every
tall.
woman that you're super attracted to, I'm always like, where's the funhouse mirror that I'm looking at?
No, that's she's tall and it's week 4. Is
Yeah.
if we're
There's
being
a
honest.
little bit of him that's stereotypical. It's like, I feel like in certain places he's looking for a woman who can wrestle him to the ground.
I feel like
Whereas I'm only attracted to the service women who are 4 feet tall.
like,
Yeah, you're-
like basically what we know about Poland and Romania, which were our last 2 stops. is deadlifting, Olympic deadlifting, and gymnastics. And so here he's like, I want to be the gymnastic implement.
I like a girl who looks like she might not let me be in charge some nights. Dale likes a girl who looks like she built the Mayan pyramid. I understand. We have different types.
I need to know I can win.
That's just. I don't like them big at all. I just like them. I like them.
Well, you're wrong, brother.
I like them.
It's fun.
No, I like a thin girl, and I like a.
You know what?
You need a good base, something that you can't push off.
That's.
If you don't understand how little friction this man has in his feet. I mean,
to
there
wear
are certain
crampons.
moves that aren't even.
I'm constantly wearing satin socks on a linoleum floor. I need something to hold
he
on
doesn't
to.
have
I wear
something with
ice
a
climbing
base-
boots.
Yeah.
It's.
If he doesn't have something with a base, this is going to be a croc experience. And that is, nobody wants to define your sex by crocs.
I have the inability to fuck in a windstorm. It's fine. It's not.
Whereas that's the only place I'll make love, and I make love in windstorms.
I'm the kind of guy, I lay a girl down, I point at her vagina, I go, look, that's HQ. I know where I'm coming back. I may venture out a little bit, go north, but I'm always going to come back home.
Weirdly enough, he gets cold when he's around a woman's nipple.
Well, they're witches, and those tits are cold. All right, let's end this riff right on that one.
Yeah. Wow, that just took all manner of turns.
Yeah.
How do we get to witches' tits?
I don't know.
We
I don't
ventured
even know.
north. That's the problem.
It's.
Romania sucks ass, dude.
No,
we flew here.
Well,
let's just go through
we've
the
had
journey.
the worst version of an experience.
It is fair to say that.
Yeah. But also 100% what I expected when picturing. As we stepped out of the airport, I got hit with wet trash in the wind. I was like, that makes sense. No. That's dead on.
That's not.
Romania.
That's not this country.
This is the country where.
It's the country of Castlevania.
This is the country where everyone's looking at a rose that petals falling off of it every year, and they keep it in a glass case kind of country. Yeah. But they're not out trying to make their lives better. They're like, no, I'll just look at these singing teapots or some shit. This is a terrible country. I was thinking, Romania is where Dracula's castle is?
Yes.
Okay, so I've always wanted to be a vampire because you get to live forever. I never thought of the caveat that you would be living forever in Romania.
No, yeah, you know what's weird? But what's weird about that is that you got to think that part of the reason he came to Romania, he's like, you know what? I've had a lot of things happen to me, maybe everything. And he came to this country, he's like, wow, something new every day. Every freaking day.
I feel like you guys have to just have a different Romanian experience. than
Finally, I'm not the monster, just everything else is.
The only country where
Blah, no
like,
one thinks I'm
Dracula,
scary here.
Pull up a seat and let me tell you about my wife. Take my wife, please. Suck her blood.
Look, we admittedly had a rough travel day.
My
We did.
God, that doesn't even.
which, by the way, started the night before.
That is true.
We got 2 hours of
bad
sleep.
planning in
We got
Poland.
2 hours of sleep before we literally pull up to the hotel, and they said, "All right, in 2 hours we got to be at the airport."
That is fair.
Not
But
even at
3 hours. 3 hours we got to be at the
We
airport.
woke up at 4:30 a.m. We got there at 2:30. Woke up 4:30, and then we walked to the airport.
We did. We
in
walked.
the rain with our luggage. In 1 degree Celsius weather, we walked to the airport.
In fairness, the hotel was in remote parking.
It was.
It was.
It's not like I made
It was a
anybody
lot.
march. You guys act like you had to march like the Baton Death March to the airport.
Look, I don't even like going to the tits because it's too far.
I want to
Well,
interrupt.
there
Say
goes
hi.
our crowd.
Thanks for coming out.
Hello. Tell them your name and your phone number.
My name's Jenny. It's 867-5309.
That's
Wow.
why they bring comedy out here.
Wow.
You know,
Because they need it.
there was a
Thank
voice.
you, buddy.
Thanks so much, guys. So, we get to the airport. It was only 2 flights and a 3-hour layover.
Two flights when the country is an hour away.
Yeah, legitimately.
it doesn't make sense to me
We
either.
could have driven and gotten here quicker if we had gone direct.
Imagine going Boston to New York, but you have a layover in Seattle.
Hawaii.
That's it. It would have been
Boise?
Montana. Montana, probably.
Okay, Bighorn.
Hell,
3 hours.
Whatever.
You're right. It's
layover
and then
there.
but then
layover was in Amsterdam airport, which is a fun airport, but not at the hour we were there.
No.
no. Well, Amsterdam is a wonderful place for a layover if you have more than 3 hours. We
Yes.
had
We
2
had
hours
just-
and 59 minutes.
Yeah.
Just enough time to
Not-
sit and look at
Look out the window
Amsterdam
at all
trash.
the high
The-
people.
And then we managed to squeeze ourselves.
Everyone else at the airport was happy and high, and we were furious and sober.
We will get to go back to Amsterdam in a couple of days.
Oh, we are gonna fucking go crazy in Amsterdam. I don't care what
And we will-
anyone on this tour says.
We will do it correctly.
I will Home Alone myself in Amsterdam.
I got this.
I made my family. What was I saying? It's gonna be fun.
Did you just get hit with a swinging paint bucket? What?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Turns
Didn't that
out
feel
Dale
cool?
was one of the wet bandits.
I'm both of them. I'm both.
He
of
didn't
them.
mean he was Kevin. We
That
thought
kid
he-
was so high, he was seeing double, and one of me, he was focused on my curly hair.
Oh God, you could be both of
I
them.
could be both.
You
of them.
look like both of them.
I am wet bandits. Dude,
He is. You know what? Nobody. I didn't realize. But now I can describe you to people. I'm like, think of the wet bandits. Yeah.
Right?
guys,
That's him.
we need to finish. We have only shown them the trash can. We haven't opened the top to show them the trash that was this journey.
All right. So we had a lot. We already had it. We had a long layover. We flew way out of our way to get to where we're going. Then we got to Bucharest.
No, let's do the plane ride with the fucking kids.
Oh, that's yours. My plane ride wasn't that.
There were
I was
like
in row
5
2.
babies on this plane who were just like beyond the stereotype of a kid on the plane. These kids were method acting, like they were Daniel Day-Lewising the kid on a plane, bringing it to a new height of shit. These kids were screaming, punching, throwing stuff, shitting their pants on purpose, and you're just like, you hate them, and then you land in Romania, and you're like, oh, I get it, kid. That kid hugs you. Some kid, because everyone's fathers are dead over here, right? Some kid latched onto the only male figure he could in the area, and it was Slade. Slade, who has never shown mercy.
Slade, who literally, when we were in line, looks back across the child and his mother to me and goes, "This is why I don't have children." And I'm like, she hears you more than I hear you.
She should have heard this a long time ago.
Look, this kid tracked me like a fucking missile. He was in line crying. He was in the airport crying when I was talking to you. And then they got on line behind us, and he was crying there. And then through the flight, I guess you had to recharge your cry. But by the time we got off, we were crammed onto this Romanian bus.
Yes.
And the kid is weirdly standing right the fuck in front of me.
We cannot get away from him.
And
He
he's-
knows, it's...
Every time I taped him.
Meanwhile, Kevin and I were in seats 2 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
really enjoying our hot food.
Uh-huh.
Slept a lot of the trip.
Uh-huh. Would you like the middle finger for the right hand, or do I need to let go of the
I'd
mic?
go with both of your hands
Okay.
because my trip was so vastly different than yours. My airplane trip was not a problem at all.
We have a minute to sum up what is like basically the whole Holocaust.
No,
of
we
this
we don't. In fact, we're gonna take. I want to come right back with it because we have another story that I'm dying to get to. Do me a favor, go to the Patreon page. That's the coolest way to support what we're doing. You can also follow along everybody on Twitter and Instagram. Links over to everything on praisewhiskey.com, at J Salmon Comedy if you want more Jason. And Drunk Dallas. God, I haven't even done this in a while. 323-510.
Shots.
Yes, 323-510-7468. We're coming right back on the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
Question? Comment? Just need to vent? Email us at podcast@praisewhiskey.com.
Hi, I'm Eddie Romero. This is from Romania, and this is the Whiskey Brothers.
And I hold a microphone like I'm about to battle rap a high school.
The way he held this microphone, it's a little creepy for me to hold it after. I feel like
Quick picture, man. Throw him a what's up. Boom.
he caressed the shit out of this microphone.
It's not
He's
going
like,
down for a while.
I missed the touch of another person.
Any person.
That was a caress and a half.
Be safe. Dream of large microphones.
My microphone misses you right now. I know it. Back to your Jack Shack.
This fucking kid on the plane. He's throwing the shit tantrum. We can't get away from him at all. Like, even when we get off the plane, we're on the bus and we're going through customs with him right next to me. But then I realized it's like cancer always attacks the weakest part of you, right?
Wait, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying this kid is cancer.
And I am the weakest part of us? Is that what?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
I'd latch on to you.
Getting there.
Dude, look, I understand kids cry, and I try to be a little empathetic, even though I have no empathy. But when we got on that bus, and this kid is right here at crotch height, screaming his balls off, and I would just turn on. I'm not gonna tape a kid and put him personally on my
you're
Instagram.
out of tape from the other kids.
But but what I will do is I will tape the sound. So every time I would record him crying and go to post it, he would do something more violent and loud.
Oh, you're like, that's B-roll now.
Yes. I was like, okay, cool. Let me try again. I must about the fourth time. And then he just wrapped his arms around me and buried his face in my leg and didn't stop. Like, I'm going to make sure you suffer. I want you to feel, in case you're deaf, I want the vibrations to travel through your body, like bone conductive hearing.
You know what that was? That was just a complex ploy to make you realize that you had sex with this woman last time you were here. That's your son.
No, you know what?
That's your son.
Here's the sad part, and this is going to
Does
sound.
that not make so much sense?
It does.
I was
Oh,
bitching
God.
so
I
much.
saw it in his eyes. He had the haircut. He was doing like cool pictures of himself from the back.
I was buzzed. I was yelling so much about it. Dale finally looks over. He goes, "Slade, you're adult crying." I was
He's like, you're the level that you were bitching about him crying and filming and stuff and pointing it out constantly. I'm like, you are
Now-
this kid.
here's the part of me that I'm not proud of. The stereotypical part.
Do we each get to weigh in with a part of you?
You can, and it may not be the same part. But I did assume he was a gypsy kid, and after he hugged me, I checked for my wallet.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
absolutely
You
did.
did
That is
check
not
your
a joke.
That's.
Yes, sir. We got it, Doro. We
Does he
need
not know how huge this podcast is?
we need
Telling us
9.5
we
minutes.
have to leave in 10 minutes.
We timed this perfectly.
Yeah, we really did.
I did check for my wallet though.
Again, right now.
Yeah, just now.
'Cause
Every single time a
Every
Romanian
time
talks to
somebody
me.
tells me it's closing time. Whoa,
I
pal.
hated this kid so much that I was almost like, okay, some kids need to be molested, sure.
By the
I'm
way,
saying that's where I was at.
Whiskey
but
Brothers does not
the
condone.
official
welcome
stance
to
of the
the
Whiskey
club.
Brothers
Oh,
is some
dear
kids
God.
deserve to be
I
molested.
cannot be a part of Dale's philosophy on how much you cry equals your level of punishment.
It's like, if you're crying that much and you haven't been molested,
Jesus Christ.
Does not
Oy.
approve.
Oh man.
but his employees would. Anyways, that was for Rob. But
miss him.
we landed in Romania. We got through customs, and I stepped outside, and I totally understood where that kid was coming from, because he was just somewhere else. And his
wasn't
mom,
crying, he was
his
warning
mom brought
you.
him back. But why? We were just we made it out. We made it. We were so far away.
People smiled when they served us food.
And more
Food,
importantly, food.
Yeah.
You guys are we're gonna go out in town tomorrow night, and you're gonna see a different side of Romania.
We'll fucking see. We're gonna
You
see
know
that
what's-
kid again. That's
You
what
know
we're
what's
gonna
funny
see.
is when we You know what's funny is when we were in Poland, dude I was talking to after the show said, I'm gonna move to Romania because I want to move there so bad.
I think it's a great country.
He's like, so I'm like, clearly
We
somebody, or he's he
we
could be
saw
a
it
psychopath.
at
But
night.
he did say Bucharest
Yes.
was a phenomenal city.
He's
We s-
probably moving here because he's fine. Everyone here's fine with their kids being molested.
We saw we saw the country from the inside of a 3-passenger car. 6 of us.
That was
we get picked up from the airport in a decent-sized van, the
Yeah.
smallest van we've been in this whole trip.
Here's-
And he drives us 5 minutes to a lot where he points at like a 4-person family Subaru.
Here's the thing. When a person asks you if you like Tetris, try to think of their end game before you answer. Because we did not, and we jovially accepted what apparently was a proposition.
A challenge.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, yeah.
Welcome
it's
to the
cool.
great Romanian road trip.
Yeah.
You can play the music. That music's kind of fun. It's
Bang, bang, bing, bada, bang, bang, fuck, bang, bang, fuck, bang, 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 bang.
yeah. You guys didn't have the vantage point I had. You at
Oh.
least.
Slade had the worst seat.
Slade took it on his shoulder.
I had to.
Took it on his chin.
I
He took it all over.
all
his
over the face. That was
His shoulders and knees and chin were basically the same thing.
yeah.
You remember
The
those
hip bone's
cars that
connected to
used
the
to
all the
have-
fucking bones.
Remember those cars where the third row used to face backwards towards the highway, and you're like, "Oh, that's a shitty seat." Imagine that seat's now just facing into the side of the car.
I don't even have words for.
We fit 7 people. 7?
I did a 3.5-hour cannonball.
6.
We fit 6 people
7.
in a 4-person car with luggage and drove 3 hours with bad directions.
No directions.
Just through.
Actually, the directions were not awful.
No, they missed she missed 3 or 4 turns and just turned the car around. I was like, oh, we didn't miss it that bad. And I was like, do you see how we're doing?
That could have been substantially worse. That's you're navigating via GPS. Look at the miracle
there
of
were
technology.
0 lights on most of the roads.
Yeah.
And
That
some
was
of
one
them
those
weren't.
things where I'm like, the fact that we didn't drive off of something when it turned.
Yes, some of those
was-
weren't roads.
I was just like, I can't watch this, or I will be just in panic mode.
Fortunately, I could not.
I expected at least a couple gypsies to throw themselves in front of our car to either try to scam us or just end their lives.
Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? When we drove by, the gypsies are that car's cursed.
Someone already got to it.
Too late.
Let this one go.
It has been claimed.
It has been claimed by the devil himself.
What could we do that has not been done?
What more can we take from
Right,
them?
literally,
Everything
the only
has happened
thing,
to that car.
everything in their arsenal would have helped us. A
Yeah.
thinner curse
There's
would have
0
fit better.
There's 0 things that wouldn't have helped us. We did gypsy-proof the car. Maybe that's what that dude was doing. Maybe we should thank him.
Baruka, taloy, alahano. What did you
He's
just,
like,
was
look,
that
you're going
garlic?
to thank me for this later.
Is that piss you're sprinkling all over the tires? Not just any
Hey,
piss.
Yes.
The piss of a small crippled child.
You might have heard him in the airport.
Why do you think your plane landed? The others don't usually do that.
This could be so much
Were
worse.
you hugged by a sad child? Yes, of course.
Yeah, we should have
Welcome
noticed
to
when
Romania.
the captain was like, "All right, we're gonna be landing in 30 minutes unless anyone has any objection."
Yeah. Usually when they
whatsoever."
give you the landing, they don't say, if anybody disapproves.
Speak now
speak
or
now.
forever.
Right, like it's a bad wedding.
Should that be a thing?
Are we landing because someone's pregnant? What is the?
Saying
Oh
I've
my
got
God.
like 3/4 of my tank full. Still.
I got
But okay.
I just want to know we have choice.
So everybody's cool with it.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll put her down.
That is the
No, really,
weirdest
not-
dissent announcement I've ever heard.
Not one objection. You're,
Yeah.
Going once. Going. I thought sir. Did you
Nope, nothing? Okay.
come through like they're
Was that a
checking
hand?
this.
Was that no, that was you were
you
scratching
did
your head?
something with. Okay. Oh, this country.
We could be.
Why can we see into the cockpit, and why does he have a rear view mirror?
We could be. I saw that story the other night. It's not. We could be on that island in India. It could be worse.
Oh, where the guy got killed for showing up?
Right.
No, that would
Romania's not that bad.
Are you kidding me?
I want to put this in perspective.
That was one guy in a 2-person kayak.
That's
Okay.
Clearly.
He had the advantage.
Yeah.
and he's dead. Who's better off right now? Fair.
Honestly. Jealous.
I'm waiting for the battle to see which two people get back in that kayak. That's what I'm excited for.
Right? Somebody from the rental company's got to go get it.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
Sorry for your loss, but he did not have the insurance. And he listed you.
Yeah.
that's what.
This could be a weird request, but
That's awesome. That's
Dude, that guy. He deserves. Well, I've said a lot of horrible things on this episode already. He deserved it.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
That's not even in the top 10 worst things you've said on this episode.
what did he do? He just went exploring.
No, I think he was a missionary.
Was he a missionary? Oh, that makes it sadder. At least he was trying to
He was one of those guys that's like, the Lord will protect. Oh, fuck.
Is that poison? Is that a
What
dart?
I'm so sleepy.
I only saw the one picture on the news. This guy visits this Indian island where people are known for killing other people. It must
Not
be
where
said.
people are known.
No.
It's where the island is known
The island
for
is known
killing
for-
every single person who has ever gone there.
Okay, better
Which, you
way
know
to
what?
put it.
Sounds barbaric, but knowing what I know about colonization now, I'm like, it seems like a solid plan. I mean, right? I mean,
Like we have
has
a
there
map of
been
South and Central
anybody-
America.
Yeah. Has there been anybody who's colonized who it's not like in retrospect we should have killed the first people who showed up?
India.
Yeah.
You stop them before they show up with their blankets.
Anyways.
We know what they do to Indians.
That brings us back to Happy Thanksgiving. You really should have killed us.
Yeah.
He had, and I'll say that we can leave it on this, but I saw the only picture of the guy, and he had this massive shark tooth around. He was
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
That
He also, he had a very rehearsed selfie face.
yes.
Yeah, so selfie face guy with a shark tooth.
Missionaries should not be doing selfies in the first place.
It's
Not like,
selfies
"Hey,
for
it's
Jesus."
saving the world.
Yeah.
Follow me or whatever.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh, damn it. Predators here.
And
They
then
just
And then I asked Jesus, where were you in that selfie? And he's like, my son, I was carrying.
I was holding the phone. That's why there was only one face in the selfie.
I was the selfie stick.
We gotta
Jesus
get.
said be selfless, not take selfies.
I'm so myopic. Oh.
I think he was like, because he was like still like totally in the game.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're gonna kill me, can you at least crucify me?
we did.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Hold it. Put the phone in my hand. Put the phone in my hand.
Gotta hit the arrow.
How can I hold the phone if both my hands are nailed?
You gotta hit the arrow to. No, don't arrow me.
Guys, we got to get out of here. 6:58 in the can. Big shout out to Rob Mungle, Trey Tutson, and Sam Damaris who aren't with us. Jason Salmon Comedy, if you're following him on Twitter or anywhere else, he's also tagged in a lot of my Facebook stuff. We're gonna get pictures up. Man, what a cool trip to Romania. No matter what Dale said, we're gonna try and get
You
some
know what,
redemption.
Dale, everyone's
Here is
favorite
the thing.
whiskey brother.
Here is the thing. Like back in the States.
Former.
Back in the States, you lose sight of Thanksgiving. It's just sort of a meal break between the two other holidays. But like here today, it's like, you know what? This is freaking.
I appreciate it.
Like I appreciate people and you know.
Cheers, guys,
Give me thanks.
to Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all our listeners. You guys enjoy your week. We'll see you again on another episode of the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.